All right. So, Resource Drive Alpha 421. We're gonna watch a video about the patch, and we got a couple of videos we're gonna go through. So, let's get into it.
So for the past 10 years, it's usually just been in our hands to make the decisions of what happens. We're hoping to start to give some of that control over to the players.
In the July patch, this is the first time you get to have this lasting effect. This is just a start, but I'm excited to see where you and us go from here. So this is a continuation of the regen crisis storyline you've been seeing unfold. You've seen how Rayari was trying to handle it. You've seen how ASD has responded to it with the nefarious Dr. Yorit.
Now we're beginning to see how the major 4 corporations are going to handle this. Imperator Addison has now relaxed scientific research as a means to try and further push the drive to really end this crisis across Stanton.
And she's put up certain rewards for the megacorps who helps out the most, or who solves the regen crisis. So now the 4 megacorporations of Stanton are in a race with each other to try and secure the reward for this contract. And a big part of this is it will be up to you as to which megacorp comes out on top. So the July patch will be a one-time thing. It will run for that first patch, and when the next patch comes out, it kind of ends. The event is centered around gathering 3 main resources. So you can work for Microtech, Hurston, Crusader, and ArtCorp. And each track you work for will have 5 tiers of rewards that you will unlock based on your contribution.
We have a few major game loops that you can choose from. We can start with hauling, which involves a player going out to a trade post, picking up the commodities that are of the corporation's interest and delivering them back to the corporation's LEO.
Pirating.
Then we have the recover cargo ship archetype. This was kind of first introduced in Welcome to Pyro, and then when we was doing the 4.0 refactor, it was one we didn't get to, but we've brought it back and we fixed it up for this. So how this one works is you go to a ship, it's already dead in the water, it has the supplies on it that you require, and your main goal is to get the supplies and take them back to where they need to be delivered. There might be a few pirates trying to pick that corpse clean, so you might have to dispatch some of them and then take the cargo.
Enemy down.
One important thing to note, though, is that if you don't have a ship big enough to take the cargo, but you want to do this mission, we've left the seat on for you, so you can actually get in the seat and take the other ship, have a go at flying this, and take that back.
Okay, if the ship is dead in the water, there's already an issue with abandoned ships all over the place that don't despawn when they're supposed to despawn. But yet this ship is dead in the water, but yet I can get in it and take it. Can't keep it, though, but the ship is not dead in the water if I can get in it and fly it away. Just saying. Damn it, Elliot.
Sad.
No, let's leave that Aurora there. No big deal.
There's also Recover Cargo FPS, which involves locations like UGFs, or abandoned FOBs. And there'll be several stashes.
I'm sorry, abandoned FOBs? Are we actually using the FOBs now? Are FOBs in, like, I know, okay, so FOBs, there's a whole bunch of them around the moons and planets, right? They're named locations. In Microtech, you've got a couple. Hella's Regret. I know them when I see the names, but I can't. And then there's one called Smokestack, which is just ironically funny to me. But there's a whole bunch of them all around, and they have names. Are they being used now?
Like UGFs, or abandoned FOBs.
And that's not an abandoned FOB. That is a derelict outpost. Just so we're visually clear on this, that's a derelict outpost, not an FOB.
And there'll be several stashes of commodities needed that have been taken from important cargo ships and held there by outlaws. You need to go in, clear the outlaws, take the cargo, and deliver it back to them.
2 NPCs, enemy NPCs, Ninetales, just chilling. This is why the NPCs get on my nerves, among other reasons. This one dies. This one, it just stands there and does nothing.
Take the cargo and deliver it back to the corporations.
Completely clueless.
As this event is primarily a ship and hauling event, this is the only FPS mission that there is available.
Then there's support attack ship. This is one you've seen before. There's a ship, it's under stress, it's being attacked, it's being pirated.
Mayday, mayday, outlaws are attacking my ship!
It's carrying the valuable resources that are needed for that corporation. You have to turn up and make sure it gets away safely. And if it does, you are counted for its contribution. So because you helped it, they also sort of count those boxes for you. There's the unlimited resource gathering mission. This mission will be asking you to get the 3 commodities in an infinite amount. It will never have a cap. The mission has no completion, per se, but everything you deliver, based on the SCU amount that you deliver, is the amount you're going to get paid for it. This you can keep open, you can abandon it when you don't want it, and you can re-accept it at any point. But the goal of it is to go and source your own materials, bring them back to the location, and submit them for your reward.
Microtech thanks you for all your hard work you've done recently. Keep your eyes peeled for a special something heading your way.
So basically this event is pretty much using all ship types that we have, with the exception of refueling and salvage.
It also
The way he says that just makes me think. He says it so dismissively.
encourages multiplayer gameplay if you want to work with others who are also fighting in your corporation, or you can just as easily contribute by playing by yourself as well. You will also have almost like a personal assistant dedicated to each corporation who will speak to you.
I was just wondering if you're going to help us out with another contract.
When you've accepted the mission and when you've completed it.
Carmichael here. Logged your contract delivery. I'll mark you down as a win for Hurston.
Some are nicer than others. Some people just are there to make sure that you get the mission contract done, and some people are there to really encourage you to do better.
Well, everything looks in order, so let me get you paid. But the most valuable reward is knowing that you help people today.
And that just depends on who you decide to side with.
Who are you backing?
I am backing Crusader because the PA for Crusader is very nice and very encouraging and won't yell at you when you fail a mission.
Sorry, this contract didn't work out for you. Sometimes a job is just not the right fit.
And remember that you can work for any team, so just because another corporation is winning doesn't mean that you can't all pile on and help, I don't know, let's say Hurston win in the end.
Is that who you want to win, Hurston?
I'm just saying that they have a strong work ethic, and you know they're good at giving clear directions, and maybe they're not quite as encouraging as Crusader, Millie, but you know they know what they need. They know what they need to get done. They get it done in plastic bags.
Fascist.
Wow.
So that's all the things you can do. But of course, why are you doing this? It's fun, yeah. The rewards. We have 5 tiers of rewards and then ending rewards for after the event. There will be post-event rewards. All of the rewards that I go over will be themed after the corporation that you choose to align with. Tier 1 is jumpsuit and multi-tool. Tier 2 will be a armor set and a vault weapon. After that, we start going into your favorite ship skins. Tier 3 will be 3 ship skins and a vault weapon. Tier 4 will be 3 ship skins and a vault weapon. And Tier 5 will be 3 ship skins
And
and a vault weapon.
there it is.
Why so many Volt weapons?
We just don't know what to do with them. They're just piling up. For now, I'm just going to spread them about.
Lightning is cool.
Huh?
Lightning is cool.
Lightning is very cool, except when it hits you. That shotgun is... Zach really fucked up the balancing for that.
Views and opinions of LA Maltby do not represent those of Cloud Imperium Games, Robert Space Industries, or its subsidiaries.
How do we track this? You're gonna love to hear it. We've got a journal entry for you, but we've changed it before everyone starts going to the comments.
Too
You can
late.
see the overall
Too late.
global corporation's progress across all servers, and you will also have a separate bar to see how much you've progressed or how much contribution you've made to the corporation.
Sounds like this is just play the game and we'll watch and give you rewards.
It literally is gonna be play the game, and we'll watch you and we'll give you a few rewards, and I'll be playing alongside you. Go Microtech.
I
This
like him.
patch has been a really interesting patch.
I knew
for
I liked
economy
Elliot
because
for a reason.
The balance is something we've been wanting to try for a while, the balance between all of the different gameplay loops at the same time, which is great for the players, challenging for us. But hopefully it works, and hopefully you guys really enjoy it, and you see that your contribution feels meaningful.
Why'd you pull the commodities out of the shop?
Okay, so in previous patches when we tried to do commodity gathering, we might have overlooked the possibility that people would spend most of their gameplay time standing in queues, trying to buy what meager scraps there were from shops. So we made it a lot easier for you this time. It's not available in shops anywhere.
Big move.
But now it's a bottleneck at
So,
random
fast forward to
other
the
places and some other places.
The Stanton Pyro jump point is going to be renamed to do with the winning corporation. We don't know the exact name yet, but it's going to be named to be sort of a hint to them. The landing zone, the low orbit station, and the jump point, which now will belong to the corporation that won. All three of those will get a permanent 5% shop discount across all of their goods. So it will likely maybe be cheaper to buy stuff in those areas.
Yes, it is really everything in the landing zone. Nothing is exempt.
And last of all, the winning corporation and those of you that hit tier 5 will get a elite armor. It will be a matte black version of the armor you got for tier 2 with a sort of highlight to emphasize the corporation that you was with. We've made all 4 of these. I'm giving 1 out. The other 3 won't see the light of day.
Until it gets put on the store.
I think the event is good because it focuses hauling and players who enjoy delivery missions, box missions, but it's also inclusive of those who don't enjoy those. This event shouldn't be a bottleneck. It's not using a new location, it's using several of the locations that we've had before.
You're going to be spread out. You've got a bunch of different missions you can play. It's essentially just play the game the way you always have been.
You're not
That
locked
is
in
an
to any of the
FOB.
corporations. You can work for whichever one you want at any given time.
The way you always
Large stolen cargo retriever. Okay. That is an FOB.
have been.
You're not locked in to any of the corporations. You can work for whichever one you want. At any given time, you can max out the tier 5 rewards on all 4 of the corporations if you wanted to. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
And then at the end of it, you'll see the change that you had on our universe.
I just hope people enjoy it. I hope people enjoy the kind of race to regen aspect of it, that you're all head-to-head, but you will eventually all have some kind of impact on the verse later after this event.
And there's not a single data pad you have to read.
No, I made sure of that as well. There is not a single data pad in this event. As minimal reading as possible.
Hey, Elle here. Seeing that you were able to complete the delivery, thanks. And if you could do another, that'd be even better. All right, gotta go.
And if we've done our maths right, Alpha 421 Race for Stanton should drop later today, with a complete Resource Rush global event, as well as your chance to earn over 60 different rewards and a permanent discount to the landing zone of your choice. It also includes the new RSI Meteor, a host of bug fixes, and the chance to rename the jump point from Stanton to Pyro. I'm hoping for Jumpy McPointyface, personally. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee.
That's where it
Thanks
came
for letting
from.
us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll see you in the verse hauling a whole lot of rocks this month.
Hurston, really?
Look, I think Hurston and Drake are
Go back to them in the line. Neil doesn't come in until right about here. Well, now he's going through the rewards. Did I miss that?
gathering. We might have overlooked the possibility that people would spend most of their gameplay time standing in queues, trying to buy
Why is homie dressed as Han Solo?
scraps that were
And there's a Valacar back there too.
from shops. So we
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Let's get this one out of the way. Yeah, we're going to watch these last 2 real quick at the end of the videos.
Mighty, supreme, Hurston Dynamics. Submit yourself. Greatest empire in human history. Be lifted from obscurity to a higher purpose. Rise, instrument of greatness. Devote your life.
Hey, it's your girl Molly. Vibing with my new Crusader crew. Hashtag besties, hashtag sponsored. Gathering resources and spilling the tea.
Oh, he's dead.
The food is 100% not organic, and I had to sleep in a bunk. Ew. This is gonna be, like, really hard on me.
Our corp's where you'll find the grafters, the grinders, the dealers. Yeah, we borrow, sometimes steal, but we never beg. When that bounty's in your sights, hustle, keep going. Through the blood, bullets,
and major tan lines. This uniform is not serving sun-kissed glow. Miners, like, do not get fashion. But at least I snapped some cute pics. OMG, I'm a total mining boss.
Oh. Bye-bye.
You girls landed.
Jesus.
Sorta. Anyway, go Crusader. Right, guys?
Microtech is tomorrow. Your contributions will help our dedicated scientists and engineers maintain our place at the edge of advancing research.
Hurston provides. Hurston commands. Hurston dominates.
Our labs and our facilities.
Wait, what? The Asgard does not have a paint scheme in this event. What? Why is this? Why is there an Asgard here with Microtech paint scheme on it? That doesn't seemingly... Okay.
Our labs and our facilities thrive on curiosity. We push further, think smarter, and...
For glory. Sleep when you're dead. And do it for you. Because the next score won't wait.
Join Microtech.
Crusader.
Hurston.
Our corp.
Microtech all day. Is that some sort of range shock weapon? No, it's one of the Volt weapons. There's pistol, rifle, shotgun, and soon sniper rifle in the next patch, allegedly. All right, and let's see. Introducing the RSI Meteor. I mean, you did Behind the Ships last week. Like again, I say this and the Q&A could have been released last week Thursday, right? Release them all on the same day. I don't know why we had to wait for them just because the patch drops. Because you're introducing the RSI Meteor, which you already introduced in Behind the Ships last week. Anyways, I digress. It's Microtech. Isn't it? No. Yes? I don't know.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Through seamless blue, your fire takes flight and leaves its wake, so sharp, so bright. You gleam and glimmer, and in a blink, carve the sky with fiery ink. After the dawn, before the moons, you soar and swathe and all consume. Power sails through endless skies, beyond what flickers, burns, then dies. I send up wishes to my star, and ever wonder what you are.
All right. Well, all right. So there's that. Further on the Meteor, we've got, it's built as a glass cannon. We know that. I do like the design of it. I do like the design. We've got the base paint, which is, supposed to be factory standard black, but then we've got these blue highlights on it, which is pretty typical for the current design of RSI. Shimmer is the iridescent gold and blue. Okay. Not my taste. Bolide, red and black. Unless this is just a reflection of something else, but still got that blue highlight right there in the front. on the cockpit. But black and red, you've sold me. We know that much. Skylark, black and teal, huh? Which is funny because my first vehicle was a 1993 Ford Tempo teal. Drove that car into the ground, literally twice. And then the disco paint Ford Disco, blue, black, and red. Only available to Chairman's Club members. Yeah, Sky. 240 on Warbond, 260, retail, if you will. It's exactly at the price point that I thought it would be, because it's a glass cannon. It's being put into the same category as a Super Hornet, with the biggest difference being the Meteor has habitation. I know there's a slew of Spectrum posts that are upset about the price. I'll fault them. I think it's a bit expensive for what the ship is, but at the same time, it's exactly the price point that I assumed it would be. I said when the video came out last week, 240. You do get 2 points. You do get 2 paints with that. Regular Meteor on Warbond comes with a bolide paint, and then the Meteor just non-Warbond 260. It's at the price point that I thought it would be. Is what it is. I bring up the upgrades. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so there's that. All right, Q&A. Where elegance, speed, and devastation meet, the Meteor flies high against the biggest threats in the verse. We asked the vehicle gameplay teams a few questions about the new medium fighter and the RSI lineup. Here are the answers straight from the devs themselves. I don't know, Sky. Unsure. We all know my gameplay. I like the medium fighters that my daily driver has been for quite some time, the Super Hornet. I very much enjoy that ship. We also know that I like to face tank a lot of my fights. When you look at the makeup of what the Meteor is, it's got 2 size 1 shields. So even if you put the FR66s in, you're getting 1830 HP per. So we'll see. It goes back down to kind of having the same setup as an F7C, but with a size 1 power plant, right? Yeah, size 1 power plant. So the same size power plant in a Gladius. I kind of feel the power plant should have been size 2. That's my opinion, obviously. All right, is the Meteor designed with a particular type of enemy in mind, such as other fighters, bombers, or large targets? Meteor is classified as a medium fighter, albeit one with some larger size 5 weapons. So it's intended to take on larger targets, such as heavy fighters and smaller multi-crew ships. However, the size 3 weapons also provide appropriate firepower for dealing with smaller threats. Regarding its guns and missiles, could you clarify which components are swappable? The 4 size 3 guns and additional missile hardpoints are all swappable with any compliant option. The 2 bespoke size 5 ballistic cannons and integrated missile launchers are not swappable. As we know, the RSI ship interiors typically follow one of 2 styles: military, as seen in the Polaris, or civilian, like the Zeus. Mark II. Which design direction does Meteor follow, and how does that choice reflect its intended role? The Meteor shares a lot of civilian Zeus-style kit, as it befits the smaller size of the ship, despite it being combat-focused. Is the Meteor considered a variant of the Mantis, or will it be compatible with Mantis paints? Like the recent Asgard from Anvil, or the Centurion Spartan ballistic ground vehicles, the Meteor is a new ship based on an existing chassis, and thus not a variant. As such, it does not share paints with the Mantis. Did the Mantis have decent paints before? And then the paints from the Meteor don't work on the Mantis, I'm assuming. Besides having more weapons and lacking the QED compared to the Mantis, what other differences does the Meteor have in terms of flight behavior? Mantis has a higher SCM speed, while the Meteor has a higher nav speed, at the expense of minor rotational and maneuvering performance. While both the Meteor and the Mantis are tuned to the Interceptor archetype within the traditional medium fighter range, it differs enough that it excels in straight line performance over its brethren. I also find it interesting that, CIG did the big hoopla over flight blades at Invictus, but there hasn't been any new blades released since for different ships. I would have assumed light to medium fighters would have flight blades available for them right off the bat. Maybe we take a trip. Well, we'll already be in Microtech. Maybe we take a trip to the Commons. Given its high firepower, intercept classification, living quarters, the Meteor seems to combine the best aspects a ship can offer: power, agility, and long-range capability, with so many strings to what are its drawbacks. While the benefits seem strong and we strive for every ship, there are noticeable trade-offs. In this case, bespoke weaponry, shielding, and hull strength. It's bespoke size 5 cannons pack a serious punch, but they come at a cost. You're locked into ballistics on the 2 size 5s, which means limited ammo and slower fire rates that punish missed shots, especially against smaller ships, against smaller, more nimble targets. Its firepower reaches the higher spectrum of medium fighters, but it differs from the strong unified damage archetypes often found in heavy fighters. While its hull strength and size 1 shields share more in common with frequent light fighter tunings, The intention here is to make the Meteor a truly unique offering within the medium fighter setting ahead of further changes to the flight model, resource network, and other aspects of ship flight coming in the future. What ship should be considered direct competitor to the Meteor? Where does Meteor fit within the medium fighter lineup? That's a tricky question, as the Meteor saddles the light, medium, and heavy fighter categories. Okay, or straddles. For example, it compares with the shielding of the first, the flight performance of the second, and the armament of the latter, while maintaining many trade-offs against other ships. Within just a medium fighter lineup, it sits along the Hornet Mark II in damage output, potentially beating in straight line performance while sometimes struggling to match its maneuverability. So right off the bat, Hornet can outmaneuver a Mantis. Okay. Is the Meteor intended to be a solo operator ship, or does it perform best with supporting other ships? Meteor is designed for solo operation. For its size, Meteor carries a considerable amount of weaponry. Can its power plant generate enough storage to effectively support its weapon system while maintaining functionality in other systems? One of the main reasons for equipping the Meteor with bespoke ballistic cannons, rather energy weapons, is ways to ensure the ship has appropriate power for the pilot to manage. Yes, Q&A is long. Does this hull or component layout allow for better serviceability or survivability in combat? With the introduction of Meteor, both it and the Mantis now have fully accessible components from within the ship. So stripping a ship like this is going to be a pain in the ass. Got it. When you're doing like a salvage run. Or salvaging regardless. Okay. As a powerful medium fighter, what level of signature does it emit? Due to the combat focus of the load on weaponry, the Meteor has a higher than average signature. As powerful medium fighter, what is the storage capability? It doesn't include cargo. No. There's no dedicated cargo grade aboard the ship, just personal inventory storage. Let's see. During the development of the Meteor, were any quality of life improvements made to the chassis that also benefit the Mantis? Developing the Meteor allowed us time to go back and retrofit the updated interior to the Mantis at the same time. Beyond the interior changes, we also implemented a new back-end for the interdiction system that restores steering functionality, and it already seems that it's not set correctly based on what I saw on Spectrum earlier today. Steering functionality of the Mantis to near pre-server meshing. This means that players can now snare a ship that starts QT jump from another server. Just to clarify, you load and log into a shard that is the umbrella for the 5 servers that are a part of that particular shard. Limitation that previously arose from the introduction of server meshing. Looking ahead, we're aiming to bring more quality life improvements fixed to the Mantis with Alpha 4.0 to the Mantis in 4.3, preventing players from calibrating to a nav target while inside a snaring field. I get it. I don't know if I like it. Resolving occasional cases of players rubber banding back to the interdiction site. Oh yeah. Fixing an issue where the snare device may not charge properly. As a temporary workaround, toggling on and off and waiting briefly can help. Ensuring snares can still catch ships that begin quantum travel before the snare is activated. Yeah, the Spectrum post that I read saying like, yeah, these things are not working right now. Okay. Well, that's the Q&A. I like the design of the ship. I don't know if it's something I'm going to get. Like I said, it's already in my hangar because of Imperator subscription. So we're going to go play with it today. We going to do it. Alpha 421 Race for Stanton. So we've got... We already watched the trailer. Inside Stanton will go down here. So you got ArcCorp, Crusader. All 4 of these have their own page. Microtech. Let's see the rewards. Oh, I wanted a visual representation of the rewards. Of course, patch bundles. That would be all the videos for now, eh? Let's go play some video games.